This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Osdell. Car Con Carne, brought to you by Exploding House Printing. They're based in Hermosa, and they specialize in screen printing, embroidery, custom merch for bands and brands. If you're a band or if you represent a brand, you should have Exploding House handle your merch. They do it all. Go to explodinghouseprinting.com, get a quote. In fact, while you're there, see all the different people and brands they've worked with, whether it's Meatwave or the Music Box or the Botanic Garden. They've worked with so many, and they can work with you too. explodinghouseprinting.com.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdell.
So, Scarlet Demore is a band that has beautifully evolved from doing basement shows to playing a sold-out show at Thalia Hall, performing at Lollapalooza. They spent a lot of last year on the road with Beach Bunny, and we can next see them in Chicago at the Mighty Beat Kitchen on May 8th, which is maybe a mile east of where we are right now. I'm joined by Cat Ayala, parked on the outskirts of Avondale, to talk about the band. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
My favorite thing, we've been coordinating this. We've never met.
No, we haven't.
We coordinated.
Only ever heard your voice.
We coordinated over text, and I just saw you kind of cautiously walking up to the car, like thinking, okay, this one has the mics and the lights. This is probably the right one.
Yeah, I did see the mic, and I was happy, and then I saw the window roll down. And usually that means run, but I saw the mic and the lights.
Come in, everything's fine.
It was perfect.
Great. So our brief but shared history together, back in 2019, I was doing a local music show on WKQX, and I got an email or message or submission from you guys. It was for St. Violet. Here's the note that came with it.
Oh God, you have the note?
Well, I keep
I don't know. I don't even remember that there was a note. This is so exciting.
Or just a message.
Okay.
We're a new band from the outskirts of Chicago. We are highly influenced by bands like Royal Blood, Weezer, The Distillers, and Cherry Glazer.
Real. I mean, yeah, that's very telling of like what the band consisted of that time.
Right.
Like that's
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And nothing's changed since, right?
No.
Everything's been really quiet ever since then.
Love Weezer still. Love Cherry Glazer. Actually, I don't know a whole lot about Weezer, but sever my teenage dreams. Yeah.
I love it.
Period.
So, just jumping super fast forward, Ticket to Heaven was the most recent single?
Yes.
Which at this point wasn't even that recent.
No, not at all.
We'll get to that. There's a fair amount of heft and drama built into it. Definitely that kind of like post-grunge, quiet, loud thing going on.
We're a big fan of the quiet, loud thing.
I love the quiet, loud thing.
I love it. It works every time. It works for us. It's, it's just classic.
And I feel like that song marked an evolution for the band. But like I said, it wasn't exactly like months ago that you released this. Have you evolved since then?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, when we did Ticket to Heaven, it was definitely like us leaning towards a sound that I think I always wanted. And I've always wanted to experiment with like heavier vocals, so that was kind of me tiptoeing into that realm a little bit, very cautiously, as I was cautiously tiptoeing towards his car. But since we took a lot of time off, we had like a lot of changes in a lot of our lives, and we actually wrote a new record that we started in November, and we're recording it in a week, actually.
Excellent.
And it's a lot of the soft and loud thing, but it's evolved. It's nothing that we've ever done before. I think that we've always like in past projects with like past bandmates, like I think we came like maybe even just subconsciously, I think it was, from kind of a pop perspective, like very melodic, like very, for me, like easy to write to, just very catchy stuff. And this record is definitely a lot heavier and a little bit more experimental, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. And I'm really, really excited.
So you were able to lock in what you were good at and comfortable with, and
Totally.
Once you kind of locked that in, you were able to stretch out.
It took a really, really long time. It was kind of like a year of us banging our heads against the wall, and then going through some lineup changes and seeing like what we really want out of this as a band and like as friends. And it just all kind of started happening in November, which was not that long ago.
No.
So it was really cool. It was just like nothing. And then finally, like, something happened where we just kind of decided to have fun and just to try anything and everything. And
When it hits, you just got to be ready for it.
I know. Yeah.
And I was going to say, it wouldn't be wrong at this point to get an album out. Like,
It needs to happen.
and it clearly is.
Yeah, we haven't released anything in so long, and this is our first, like, full-length record.
So with Beat Kitchen on May 8th, it's safe to assume we'll hear new stuff?
Yes.
Is
yeah.
that the trial ground for this?
Yes. This whole tour is going to be, like, our trial grounds for
And when do you go out?
we go out May 7th, or no, May 8th is Beat Kitchen. We're doing X-Ray Arcade the day before, and so that's my real trial run.
Right.
That's where I can, like, just shit, like shit all, like, the bad stuff out, like, cleanse and see what happens, like, get through all
There you go. Enjoy Milwaukee.
Yeah. I'm gonna shit. I don't know if I can swear on this.
You can.
podcast.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Well, and you're going out with Vile,
Yes.
which is, I mean, a propulsive,
Yeah,
noisy
like,
little rock or punk
I
band. I
know,
mean, so
yeah.
they're going to kind of push you into
Yeah.
going all out.
Yeah, I think that'll really push us. We've never really toured with a more, like, punkier band before. Like, we've always loved mixed bills, and that's kind of, like, been the vibe for a lot of our tours. And so it's going to be really exciting to have, like, a really other, like, high energy band.
Yeah.
That's, like, I don't know.
For the record, I like mixed bills too.
I love a
Is it-
mixed bill. It's my favorite.
Because you don't want to see the same thing for
No.
3 hours.
No, you don't.
Because by the time you get to the headliner, you're like,
I've seen this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no,
I'm a little
totally.
fatigued on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Wendy's a Pisces, which I'm sure that's your most quoted song.
I would say so. People
Give me a
love
good reason why I shouldn't punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I feel just like your mother and your brother and your lover the same. The lesson here is some people just won't change.
No, they don't. They don't. And you keep trying, and you just want to hold on. And it just never works.
I mentioned Lollapalooza. Obviously, that's a big crowning achievement for the
Yeah.
band. What was that like?
It was ridiculous. It was crazy. It was really, really honoring as a local band who, like, we've been completely independent this entire time. We've just, like, had help with friends and, like, a good word from, the venues in Chicago that we've been playing forever, and that's how this happened. And it was really cool. Like, I never, like, went to Lolla or anything, and I never thought that festivals were, like, attainable for me, and, like, I never saw myself as a local band or just as a band in general playing, like, a Lollapalooza. Maybe, like, a Riot Fest one day, but I never thought...
Beat Kitchen for life?
Yeah, Beat Kitchen for life. I never thought that was in the cards for me, and it was just really crazy how it happened. It was just, like, got an email that just said, like, the subject was just Lolla, and then it was just a cold email, like, hey, I was wondering if Scarlet Demore is available, and I thought it was fake. I thought it was a bot, and
Like, don't give me your information.
I showed my dad, and he goes, who's Lola?
Of course.
And I was like, no, Lolla, as in, like, Lollapalooza. And he was like, what? But it was really cool, and it was, really terrifying for so many reasons, and, like, wasn't really working on super, like, stable grounds, like, not, concretely, but, just emotionally. But there were so many people from our scene that I see at, like, Beat Kitchens or basement shows, and they came to see us at 1250, and it was just such a good reminder of, like, who we really are as a band and what we really do it for, which is, like, community. And I was just really stoked to be there because I wanted other bands to see that they could do stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that was my biggest accomplishment, was, like, I just want other people to be able to do stuff like this too, and just have fun. And
You said the magic word too, community.
yeah, that's the only reason I do this. I love playing music and everything, and I love writing music. It's very cathartic for me. It's necessary. But I don't know if I would want to, like, do a band thing if I couldn't play shows. That's always been the biggest thing for me. I've met all my best friends. I've met, like, family, and people I could call for whatever, just the best people in like community and like the music community in Chicago like really did save my life.
I get it. I mean, the coolest people I've met are through music.
I know.
And by cool, I mean nicest,
just
kindest, yes.
Real, just like real people that like really do have your back and are always there to help you. I mean, it's like there's always a homie that is down to like make your flyer or help you find
so
like
true.
a t-shirt printing company or
Exactly,
something.
like Exploding House Printing,
Exactly.
proud sponsor of Car Con Carne.
I'm gonna check y'all out.
Was Thalia Hall a turning point?
Yes, 100%. That was my favorite show I've ever played in my entire life. I mean, it's just this gorgeous venue.
Gorgeous.
And I walk in and it's beautiful and they're, setting up the stage and I just stand in the middle and I just go, wow, guys, it's so beautiful. And everybody's like, okay, get your shit in, But that was also just a really good example of like local bands being able to sell out a venue because the community is so solid. And it was the best show I'd ever played. It was the most fun show I've ever played. I got to like crowd surf for the first time,
Nice.
like as a band member. I think I did it one other time when I was like 16, but that was huge.
Was that just driven by pure adrenaline?
Yeah, I kind of like thought that I wanted to do it, and I had some friends like in the front, and I was like, there's a little platform there. I'm like, I want to kind of jump in because I get really weirded out when there's a barricade and
Yeah.
there's a high level of
I
like
get
the
that.
stage and you're really far away from people, and especially like coming from basements and everything, like I'm always getting into the crowd somehow.
Right.
And so I kind of asked like my friends, I was like, if I jumped, would you guys catch me?
Good to kind of like...
Yeah. I was like, I know where like I'm going to go. And so I saw them, they were there and they were like, come on, do it. And I did the silliest little run like into it. And it was just awesome. That whole show was really magical. All that lineup was like crazy.
Who else was on the bill?
It was Snuffed, Si Dios Quiere, Tatiana Hazel, and we weren't invited. It was their EP release show, or their album release show.
That's full. That's full lineup.
Yeah.
You use the word catharsis, like you need to write. How often are ideas hitting you? Like, is music a reaction to your daily life?
I think it used to be, and then I think things change a little bit when you become an adult and you have to pay rent and you have a job and you work full time and all these things. And I think it's always been like kind of where I am mentally. I think like I'm not the type of person that can go through something and write about it immediately. I have to really like feel it and process. And then once I start processing is kind of when I start writing, but that's a really big gap for me. So I wouldn't say that it's super like reactive.
Like you need the perspective of the situation.
Yeah, I need like I get very depressed. So like I can't just like I don't want to write like when I'm feeling bad, and like I've taken these huge breaks like in between releases because sometimes it's just nothing. And I think like recently I've just been letting myself write even if it's bad, and I think that's helped turn the like writing mode back on, and that's what's made it more cathartic for me because it's not coming from a place of judgment anymore. But it used to, it's gone on and off. It's definitely like evolved like since I started writing as a teenager.
And I think what you said just is good writing advice. Like, just put it down on paper. Like,
Yeah.
it's not... Don't edit it right out of the gate. Just get it all out there, and then the good stuff will announce itself.
Yeah, we wrote a lot of songs like while writing this record that didn't make it on the record that like we liked, but they just didn't hit, or they were just not very good. And I came from a band where, when we started, like the songs that we wrote, we released. And there wasn't a lot of writing in between that.
Right.
It was just like obsessing over like one song for 6 months, and now it's so much more fun.
You talked about depression. Being on the road can be hard. I mean, it's not
Oh my God, yeah.
It's not like you're going out for a year, but there's
Yeah.
that unreality of just constantly
Yes.
going from one place to the next, having
Yes.
one really intense hour.
Oh my God, it's so horrible for your brain. I have a thing I call it van feelings, and I think it's because I put myself all the way in the back of the van where the speakers are too loud and I can't hear anybody's conversations, And it's just like touring the country and seeing these like massive landmarks and like these huge empty plains and all these things that you're experiencing that are so much bigger than you. It makes you feel really scared and very small. And I think it's a really good thing, because I think that it makes me feel better about what I'm doing sometimes. It's like, I don't know, what I'm doing doesn't really matter all that much, but I have to do it, because what else am I gonna do? And it also doesn't matter. Like, it's nice that it doesn't matter. But yeah,
your fans would argue something different.
I appreciate that. But like, in the grand scheme of things, like, I will die, the world will keep spinning, like, the mountains will still be there, not to be like, you know, macabre about it, but
shit just got dark.
But no, like, touring is hard on the brain, and I think you have to really like regulate yourself emotionally, and so I try to take care of myself on the road as much as I can. And everybody is very emotionally intelligent and like knows when we need space, and we definitely take the time for each other to.
Those are good bandmates.
Be supportive. I have the best bandmates. They're awesome.
So we're recording this mid-March, Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Messages of female empowerment are they're intrinsic to who you are and what you do on stage. How important is it to be that voice on stage for young women in the crowd?
I think it's necessary. I think I had a really hard time with my femininity, like, starting a band when I was in high school. I think, like,
because it wasn't done at the time?
It wasn't really done at the time. Like, there wasn't a lot of, like, girls that I knew that were in bands, and I was looking up to female-fronted bands, but there were just always more, like, I always, like, wanted to be the male musician that, like, I looked up to. So I just wanted to always, like, erase that part of myself, so that people wouldn't see me as like a female fronted band and just like as a band. And as I got older and as I, you know, experienced life a little bit more, it's just, it is necessary to be that voice, because I didn't have that, and I see what it does for girls at my shows, and like the things that they say to me, and like the community that I've been able to build and experience because I've, you know, been myself, and I've, you know, spoken out for things, and, you know, made sure that they're taken care of, and I've created a safe space for these women. Like, it's necessary, and it honestly feels really good, and I would hate to do this if I wasn't a woman, honestly. I love doing this because I'm a woman now. Like,
that's great.
It's so much fun, and I think, like, the connections are so much more intense and more pure, like, with the people who come to our shows. I think people feel really safe, and I think I love watching girls, like, make friends with other girls, like, in the bathrooms.
Again, it's the community thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so cool.
Thinking back to the Scarlet Demore who sent in their music in 2019, could you ever have imagined the trajectory that you'd be put on? Like, looking back, could the you of 2019 imagine all the things you've checked off so far with so much yet to come?
I mean, I know I always wanted it, and I knew that I would always try everything that I could to make that happen, but I'm not sure that I always thought it was going to work.
Of course.
It's been really crazy, and it's like been my life for so long, and I just kind of wake up every once in a while and I'm like, oh my god, if I told 13-year-old me that I was doing this right now, or like 17-year-old me that I was doing this, like, they would just keel over, you know?
If I had told 13-year-old me, someday you'll record radio in your car,
Your car.
they'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, all right.
Why?
For fun.
For fun. That's it. All right, so Beat Kitchen, May 8th, we'll hear new music. We'll get new music from you at some point this year.
At some point this year. We're trying to release a single, like, on the Vile tour. That's the goal.
And this is an ongoing question, something I'll throw at bands when the topic comes up. Is there a difference, or is there a need for the strategy of that kind of slow drip of singles, or putting everything out at once? Like, do you have a position on that?
I think it's gotten really weird, honestly. I mean, like, just the age of, like, streaming, and, like, I don't want to say total loss, because people are still buying physical media, and I love it.
I do it obsessively. I'm out of room.
It's great. I don't have any room in my apartment anymore either. I feel you. But I think there is such a pressure for bands to pump out stuff so often. I think that like dropping a lot of singles is good. Just from like what I've experienced from other bands, I do appreciate it because it's like we're all consumers now. We're all like mega consumers. We want all of it all the time at once, and then it's kind of like the waterfall thing, you know. So I think do what you want. Honestly, I wish I had a better stance on it. I've never been very good at it. I've never been good at releasing. I was so bad at releasing Ticket to Heaven. I just one day was like, we gotta just drop it. Like, I don't want to end the year with no music, and I didn't promote it at all. And
I think it's great. I'm glad you put it out there.
I'm glad I put it out there. I would have done it differently though.
Of course. All right. So we'll see you at Beat Kitchen. New music on the way. Thanks for jumping in the car on Milwaukee Avenue in front of the Taco Bell. The
TV.
The scenic part on the outskirts of Avondale.
Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. So good to officially meet you. And
Me too.
We look forward to more great things.
Thank you. Thanks for playing my song 7 years ago. We all sat in the car and we were waiting. We're like, okay, I think it's gonna happen. Then it happened. We all screamed. We're like, ah! It was great.
When radio works, it works.
It was so fun. It's awesome that that was a thing that you could submit your stuff to local bands.
We need to bring that back. All right.
Please.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you.